father, living in New York over 20 years, detained by ICE outside Bartlett home. A father who has lived in the United States for over 20 years was recently detained by ICE outside his Bartlett home. The man, who came to the country seeking better opportunities for his family, had been living quietly and working to support his children. If you are interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. A Bartlett family is reeling after immigration and customs enforcement officers detained a father who has lived in the United States for more than 2 decades. The man, identified as Gerardo Granados, originally came from Mexico in pursuit of the American dream. For years, he worked as a construction laborer, providing for his wife and children. Family shocked by unexpected arrest. Granados' son, Edgar Perez, described the arrest as a traumatic experience to the family. Speaking to Fox 13, he said 4 ICE agents showed up at their Bartlett residence just before he was leaving for work. The encounter, which was captured on camera, has since left the family devastated. They just pulled up in our driveway out of nowhere in an unmarked car. Perez explained, "Imagine that they came and took your father away. That's crazy." His younger brother, who was home at the time, had to assist by translating for their father as the arrest unfolded. No warrant, only identification shown. According to Perez, ICE agents presented their identification, but carried no warrant. This detail has left the family questioning the legal basis for the arrest. "My father has been here for 23 years, and I've been here for 20 years myself. I just turned 23. It's baffling that this is now happening," Perez said, highlighting his father's long-standing life in the United States. Policy versus reality. Under the Trump administration's immigration policy, ICE claimed its primary focus was on undocumented immigrants with serious criminal histories. The Department of Homeland Security stated that enforcement actions would prioritize individuals convicted of crimes, including violent offenders. He's being put in the same category as human smugglers, drug dealers, cartel members. "But my dad has never even stepped foot in jail. He's a deacon at our church, a hardworking man, and very active in the community," Perez said. Community leader now in custody. Friends and neighbors describe Granados as a respected community member and spiritual leader. His work as a church deacon and his involvement in community activities had made him a familiar and trusted face in Bartlett. The news of his detention has sparked anger and confusion within the community, who see him not as a threat, but as a contributing member of society. Fears of deportation to Mexico. The family now fears the possibility of Granados being deported to Mexico after more than 2 decades of life in the United States. Edgar Perez expresses heartbreak at not being able to say a proper goodbye. "My father was detained by ICE, and I didn't get to say, 'I love you, Dad.' Now I don't know if he's ever coming back home," he said emotionally. Transferred to Louisiana Detention Center. According to Perez, ICE plans to transfer his father to a detention facility in Louisiana, hundreds of miles away from his family. The distance makes visitation difficult and adds to the uncertainty surrounding the case. Despite this, Perez vowed not to give up. "I will not stop fighting until I bring my dad back home," he declared, underscoring the family's determination to reunite. Nearly 1,400 suspected illegal immigrants in Indiana have been arrested or deported since President Trump took office. Immigration and Customs Enforcement has significantly increased its enforcement presence in Indiana this year, reflecting a nationwide push under the Trump administration. Since President Trump's inauguration in January, ICE has reportedly arrested or deported approximately 1,400 suspected undocumented immigrants in the state as of June 26, 2025. According to the Deportation Data Project, this marks a striking 80% increase compared with the same period in 2024, signaling a sharp escalation in federal immigration actions. Implementation of the 287G program in Indiana. A central component of this enforcement effort is the 287G program, which allows ICE to delegate specific immigration-related duties to state and local law enforcement agencies. Under this program, trained officers can perform functions such as identifying, detaining, and processing suspected undocumented immigrants on behalf of ICE. Indiana State Police officials have confirmed their intent to participate in this program. Sergeant Matt Ames told that ISP plans to enter into a 287G agreement, although the exact timeline for signing the agreement remains uncertain. Ames emphasized that the ISP will fully comply with all state and federal regulations, executive orders, and operational guidelines throughout the process. Local law enforcement cooperation with federal immigration authorities. Cooperation with IC is not limited to state police. The Vigo County Sheriff's Office is also actively engaged in assisting federal authorities. In line with federal law, the Sheriff's Office is responsible for detaining and reporting suspected undocumented immigrants to ICE. Sheriff Derek Fell explained, "When illegal immigrants are brought into our facility, we notify federal authorities as the law requires. It's then up to the federal government to decide when they will take custody. If individuals are being held on local charges, that can sometimes delay their transfer. Current detentions highlight local cases. At present, Vigo County Jail houses 5 individuals classified as undocumented immigrants. Among them is Wilson Chavez, a suspect in a high-profile murder case at the Candlewood Suites. Chavez faces local murder charges and is scheduled to appear in court in August. His detention underscores the intersection of local criminal proceedings and federal immigration enforcement, highlighting the challenges law enforcement faces when navigating both local and federal responsibilities. With the Trump administration intensifying nationwide immigration enforcement, Indiana state and local agencies are increasingly involved in federal immigration operations. Programs like 287G and coordinated detention efforts demonstrate the growing collaboration between state and federal authorities, with local law enforcement serving as a critical link in ICE's expanding presence in the state. This detention is part of a wider crackdown on undocumented immigrants in Indiana, where nearly 1,400 people have been arrested or deported since President Trump took office. Local authorities and ICE have increased enforcement efforts, often collaborating to identify and detain individuals. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then,